It is time once again for the UFC 252 live show. And you see the things, Harry? You see the fancy gimmicks on the screen?
There we go.
We're on Combat Culture now.
That's right, our new home.
Yeah, well, it's the same home. It's
home,
it's just
different numbers.
It's no longer the home of rock and roll. It's the only place that really
so
rocks.
We flip formats like a radio station.
No, it kinda. It's the same thing.
So
it's like
are we playing blazing hip hop and R&B?
Yes, just blazing hip hop, no R&B.
Oh,
we couldn't get the ASCAP money for the R&B
I'm all
part.
about the R&B.
And as always, I'm Matt Ryan.
Yes.
That's Harry Terjanian. It has been 6 months since I've gotten a haircut, Harry.
Okay.
I've had to wear this every day to make sure that everything in my life is not a dancing fire.
Okay. At this point, you can get one or no? Are you just choosing now, or are you just rolling with it?
It's a mix. It's honestly a mix. I'm making sure that my hair, I don't want to get the Rona.
Okay.
But I also understand, like, this is starting to be a problem. And I've thought about...
Okay. Getting some scissors.
Maybe.
Do it yourself. Always a great idea. To UFC 252.
We've got a big card here tonight.
Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier.
Oh, let's go.
The third one.
The Electric Boogaloo.
What could be. They're going to try to save the rec center tonight with this fight, raise enough money. That's my understanding, right?
Yes.
That's what's going on?
Yes, the winner saves the rec center.
Okay. So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. Will this be Daniel Cormier's final night in the UFC?
There's always more money. It's like the search for Curly's gold. There's always the search for more money. And
so, more retirements? People in the UFC this year, or the band Kiss? Who's done, or the Who and Kiss combined? Who's done more retirement announcements?
That's a hard question. Let's ask that in the chat. We've got a new moderator.
That's right.
In the chat, we have a brand new moderator. Stephanie Sotilli is our mod now. You can follow her on Twitter at Steph Sotilli. She'll be keeping things going on in the chat here tonight.
I hear she's good.
She's very good. She's very funny. Good. Yeah. She might try to, take a swing at some people in the chat, but that's, breaks it a game. Breaks it a game.
Okay, and how can people join the chat, or where can they join the chat, just so we have
Well, we're live tonight on the Combat Culture YouTube channel. That's the main hub.
There we go.
But we're also syndicated on the MMA Mania Periscope. We're on the MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow YouTube channel. And we're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Combat Culture.
Welcome. So we're going to be playing Mario Brothers tonight.
Yes, we're going to be playing.
That's my understanding.
Yes.
So if you tuned in to hear a radio commentary for UFC 252, I'm sorry. We are going to be playing Super Mario Brothers 2, it says here.
Yes.
And then some Super Smash Brothers, and then Duck Hunt.
Yes, nothing but Duck Hunt.
There we go. And as we see the highlight packages of Daniel Cormier, a tremendous career in MMA, and one of my favorite people in all of mixed martial arts.
Wrote about this on MMAmania.com this morning.
Yeah.
You can't help but not root for him. He's
very lovable. Daniel Cormier is lovable in every instance, man.
Most certainly.
I would like to see him go to the WWE. That was always a thing, but I think that's less and less. That's going on less and less now. I know that was the talk for a while. But also, it's interesting. This is his first fight since that last fight. He hasn't fought at all. Neither of them have. This is both of their return fights since the fight last year, which Cormier lost in not controversial fashion, but disappointing fashion from his end. I know that he said he regretted not listening to his corner. That was a big. He admitted that he didn't listen to his corner. And I guess he didn't want to go out that way. That's a big bone of contention for Cormier. And this was on and off, potentially for, at least in conversation, for the entire year.
Yeah.
The Rona definitely put a damper on it.
And we are live on the main Combat Culture MMA channel. Sorry about that, folks. We've got new streaming software.
We've got a lot going on.
We've got a lot going on, but we're here. We're live. We're on the main channel. So if you were watching on other platforms, head on over to the Combat Culture channel where the chat is popping here tonight. So
and remember to like and subscribe for amazing content. Here we see the... what is the name of the facility they're broadcasting this out of in Vegas?
The UFC Apex.
The Apex. All right, that's the one. John Anik rocking the porn stash tonight. What's going on?
I don't know.
He's losing their minds, giving up all semblance of broadcast protocol, taking advantage of the Rona, deciding that they're going to try some things they wouldn't dare try, given any
Is that
other
pointed towards
circumstance.
me, Harold?
I'm just saying it's getting a little long. It's getting a little long, and makes
You
people
look like
uncomfortable.
you're about to try to sell me on going to a film in Times Square in 1977.
Well, listen, I have some timeshares if you'd like. If you're interested in visiting Houston, Texas, at least once a year, I got something for you. And of course, the social distancing. Let's see, Joe Rogan, John Anik, and who's the third there? Who's joining them? At least once a year.
Just making sure our sound
There
is
we
on.
go. Joe Rogan, looking like my dad. Now, that's not a slight against Joe Rogan. That's just making me uncomfortable. As we prepare for this fight, UFC 252, a pretty
And
good
this is
card.
the shitty part of every pay-per-view we do, is this like first 15 minutes of waiting. Because we've got a huge card here tonight, starting things off with Merab Dvalishvili. I got it right the other day. Dvalishvili going up against John Dodson at featherweight. We've got Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda. I'm sorry, that fight's at bantamweight, not at featherweight. Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda at featherweight. We've got Junior Dos Santos against Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rosenstruik at heavyweight. In our co-main event tonight, the Sugar Sean Show coming back to the UFC as he'll be taking on Marlon Vera. That one's at bantamweight. And then, as we were talking about, Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier for the UFC heavyweight title. We're going to be asking questions to all of you throughout the night. Who you think are going to win the fights? Who do you want to see win? Who do you think you'll win? How much money have you put on it? Who do you owe money to? You know, questions like that. The important questions.
What are you doing with the money? When are you going to get the money? Why aren't you getting the money now? Why do you insist on making Simpsons references? Why don't you reference any of the newer episodes? You know why. And this is a smaller Octagon, right?
Yes, this is the smaller Octagon. This is the baby Octagon.
I never got an understanding as to the reason why they went with a smaller Octagon.
That's because of the size of the venue.
Right, but there's no fans in the venue. They couldn't spread out.
Lighting and all. They have the lighting set already. It's a whole thing.
Doesn't
Probably
make sense.
union related. I don't know. I'm not a cop. I don't know.
I'm going to assume mob related. Based on nothing.
Nothing at all.
Based on,
like,
I just watched the
absolutely
movie
nothing.
Casino several nights ago.
Oh, it's
film.
always worth the watch. It's always worth the watch.
So, let's just getting started with the main event. Are we going to do picks? Who do you think?
We're going to get picks throughout the night. We're going to do picks throughout the night. So, we're going to get things rolling as best we can throughout the rest of the evening.
And we're seeing some highlights in preparation of the co-main event, or the undercard main event, I guess you'd call it. The Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley. It'll be interesting to see what color his hair is tonight. Will he come out in dreads? You can gamble on all that stuff tonight as we get set here, sorting everything out. And, you know, it's going to be a good card, man. I'm excited about this one. I know this has been built for a long time. Cormier, you know, I like Cormier, man. I want to see him go out on top, to be quite honest. That's who I'm rooting for. I have no idea how much is
This
gone
is
into
going
this
to end.
for him.
It's going to end in a finish. Like, obviously, it's going to end in a finish. No one else is expecting that to. This is not going to the scorecards. It's not going all 5 rounds.
You think it's going to go to a finish no matter what?
Yeah, it's going to a finish. We're going to see someone get knocked the fuck out tonight.
And